You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
President Trump is just days away from announcing his decision for Supreme Court Justice. And another beach cleanup is underway this morning. We're going to have a live shot from Siesta Key and tell you how you can help out cleaning up this morning. And we've got two of the best seafood dives right here on the Suncoast. We're going to tell you which restaurants scored those rave reviews. We have those stories, plus your first alert forecast. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. And good morning to you. It is 6 o'clock on this Thursday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb. Ray Collins is on vacation today and tomorrow. I'm back from vacation, and John Scalzi has been your one constant companion.
Right here.
Was that a good intro, right?
Right here, like a monument. Not moving. So we have a little area of low pressure moving out into Gulf waters today. It's the one that brought us the heavy thunderstorms around the area yesterday. Lots of lightning, gusty winds. They were really some pretty big storms, and also produced some flooding as well. Now, those storms will not be with us today. They have the kicker for those storms is now moved out into the Gulf. So we're seeing several things trying to build in today, which lead to kind of a sloppy environment. We have, of course, that trough of low pressure moving out into the Gulf. We have a big ridge of high pressure trying to build into the south. We have lots of moisture still left over, and we have a strong sea breeze that's going to develop. So what does all that mean? Well, it means that we can reduce the rain chances a little bit today because of that strong sea breeze pushing inland, where most of the showers will be. Along the coastline will be pretty quiet. You can still see that kind of spinning gyre, though, of radar echoes. Again, an indication of that upper level low moving across the state. Quiet right now for your morning commute. Don't really see any problems there. In fact, even for your commute home along most of our roadways, arteries anyway, I think we'll be okay, as most of the shower activity is going to be a little bit further inland, I think. We'll go with a daytime high of about 90 and about a 30% chance of showers today, as opposed to the 50 to 60% that we had yesterday. So we'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's head outside and check out some of your first alert traffic. How's your morning commute doing? Not too bad so far this morning. If you do travel State Road 6 or 70, you're going to have a couple delays in there, as we normally do in the mornings, right there between 301 and 75. Just a few slowdowns. In Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad either. We did have a couple slowdowns on Bee Ridge and Fruitville, but all of those have mostly cleared up, so all of the roads in that area are also running pretty smooth. If you're headed farther south, 75 and 41 are not running too bad at this hour, so traffic is looking good. It is 6:02. Well, President Trump is getting close to a decision for who he wants to be the next Supreme Court justice, but at least one of his potential nominees is already getting some pushback from Republican senators. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest from Washington.
President Trump and the First Lady celebrating the 4th of July at the White House with military families.
Happy 4th of July.
But today the focus is back on his next pick for the soon-to-be open Supreme Court seat.
Such an important decision, and we're going to give you a great one like Justice Gorsuch. We hit a home run there, and we're going to hit a home run here.
The president has met with at least 7 possible replacements for retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy. But ABC News has learned GOP senators have taken aim at one of the candidates on the short list, Federal Court of Appeals Judge Brett Kavanaugh.
To be a good umpire and a good judge. Don't be a jerk.
The 53-year-old George W. Bush appointee has also said judges should have an open mind and be willing to change. Sources tell ABC News Republican Senators Rand Paul, Tom Cotton, and Ted Cruz called the president expressing concerns Kavanaugh wouldn't be that reliable conservative vote. As the president searches for a loyal conservative for the high court, the man who once said he would take a bullet for Trump used the 4th of July to signal his independence. Michael Cohen, the president's former longtime personal attorney, who's under federal investigation, scrubbed any mention of Trump and the Trump Organization from his social media.
Remember, Cohen told ABC News a few days ago his first loyalty is his family. As for the president's Supreme Court pick, his decision is expected to be made by the end of the week. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
All right, thank you so much. Well, another 4th of July in the books. And now let the cleanup begin. This morning, hundreds of volunteers are going to be hitting the beaches for a county-wide beach cleanup. ABC 7's Marla Spencer joins us live now from Siesta Beach, one of those cleanup locations. Marla?
Hey Stephanie, good morning. In a little under 30 minutes, volunteers will be pulling into parking lots across 9 beaches in Sarasota County for the 5th annual Liberty Litter Cleanup. Now, that county-wide beach cleanup is in high hopes of making sure those 9 beaches are clean following 4th of July celebrations and making sure those beaches remain the top beaches in the state. Take a look. These are those 9 beaches in the county where more than 150 people have already registered to help keep Sarasota beautiful, along with Sarasota County Parks, Recreation, and Natural Resources Department are all teaming up along with volunteers to get the job done. So far, with the help of volunteers, they've been able to collect 2 tons of trash and recyclables yearly for 4 years, and today they expect to do the same. Now, it's not too late for you to help. You can show up at any of the beaches this morning. Starting at 7 is when volunteers will be making their way onto the beach, and all you have to do in order to help is to join in and look for the Cleanup Today beach banners at the main pavilions at either beaches. All you have to do is register and grab a trash bag. Reporting live at Siesta Key Beach, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Marla. Well, who dumped hundreds of gallons of oil along the side of the road in Punta Gorda? Well, that is what sheriff's deputies are trying to figure out this morning. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office says it happened on US 41 near Zamel Road, which is near the Borden Dairy and the Charlotte County landfill. Deputies are looking for the person or the people responsible, and now Crime Stoppers is offering a reward. If you have any information about this case, they want you to call their tips hotline. Well, if you've got an annual pass for SeaWorld, you could be in for a big payout thanks to a class action lawsuit. Thousands of customers who purchased passes between December of 2008 and 2014 could soon receive a refund as part of a nearly $12 million settlement. Now, SeaWorld was sued after being accused of violating the Electronic Funds Transfer Act when they continued to charge customers for renewing their annual passes after the customers had already paid. Now, if the court approves that settlement agreement, eligible pass holders will receive a check in the mail sometime soon. And if you've got a SunPass account, here's some good news. The toll transactions are finally starting to be processed 23 days after that expensive upgrade to the system supposed to have been complete. Now, FDOT has been trying to catch up and post millions of transactions that were made while the online service was down. About 4 million have been processed so far. Well, Trips to Discover released a list of their top 12 best seafood dives in the state of Florida, and 2 Suncoast restaurants scored a spot on that list. Owens Fish Camp and Starfish Company were picked as the 2 best seafood dives in the state. They say the 2 restaurants focus on fresh boat-to-table food and have amazing waterfront views, as well as boasting some old-school Florida vibes. Congratulations. All right, and still ahead, wildfires are growing stronger out west. Weather conditions are making fighting the flames even harder. We're going to have the latest when we come back. But first, let's take a live look outside. It is Siesta Beach this morning. This is a live shot where the beach cleanup is being held. We're going to tell you how you can still get involved. ABC's Marla Spence is out there live this morning. And let's take a look around the area as well. Let's check out our tower cam. Beautiful start to the morning. Not too bad out there so far. A little bit of rain and another hot day in store for us. Right, John Scalzi?
Absolutely right. That beautiful sky you see there will give way to a few clouds and showers during the afternoon. Our latest red tide report shows that we have a couple of locations where there is being reported intense amounts of respiratory irritation caused by the red tide in the waters. That's Nokomis and Venice, and points south of that have anywhere from low to moderate amounts of irritants in the air. Locations north have not had reports of that being the case. Of course, this shifts and moves around, and there'll be an additional update on this as we head into around 10 o'clock this morning, so we'll have that for you at noon. Westerly wind flow continues throughout the day today, so if you are headed to the beach, you're looking at a pretty nice day. We'll have less rain shower chances today than we had yesterday at the coastline, and a daytime high temperature at the coast at about 89 degrees. UV index is at about a 10 today, so still important to wear that sunscreen. Complete forecast coming up in about 2 minutes.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Judy here, I think hospice was a tremendous source of support for her.
Absolutely. With Jennifer and Kimberly and Liza's constant contact with us, coming in, just knowing that there was someone with knowledge there to back us up, to answer our questions, it made a world of difference.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398, or visit SoClean.com today.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at an air temperature coming in a little bit cooler than it was 24 hours ago, coming in at around 71. We also have a dew point value that's lower, coming in at about 70. So I think the air feels a little more comfortable outside right now, not quite as humid as it did. We have fairly clear skies as well, so it's a nice start to the day. As dawn breaks, I think we'll have a fair amount of color to the sky, followed by some pretty rapid warming, I think. We'll see temperatures getting up into the 80s before too terribly long this morning. As we move into the 7 o'clock hour, we'll be in the upper 70s with a temperature of about 76 to 78 degrees. By the time we get to 12 noon, we'll be pretty close to the 90 mark, thanks to that copious amounts of sunshine. About a 20% chance of an isolated shower or a sprinkle starting at that hour, but it's really later in the afternoon when we have about a 30% chance of showers near the coast. That's not a very big number, but they'll be around, a couple of them, spotting the landscape here and there. As we head into the later afternoon and evening, I think inland our rain chances will go up to about 50, maybe 60%, and the storms will be pretty big. But that'll be in inland areas, and along the coastline, I think we'll stay relatively dry. So at 7 o'clock tonight, I didn't even put a rain chance in the forecast. As we head into the afternoon, we'll watch this area of low pressure that brought us yesterday's rain showers. You can almost see the spin in the radar echoes here in these last few frames. That little bit of an area of low pressure will continue to drift further away from us. For us, got a couple of competing weather factors or weather features going on in the forecast that make for kind of a sloppy atmosphere. That is, we'll have a generally light wind flow. We have plenty of moisture around to lead to the instability in the atmosphere. but the steering winds are going to be somewhat light and variable. They're generally out of the east today, but they'll be shifting around to a more southeast and then eventually tomorrow into a westerly direction. So the direction of motion of the storms that you saw build yesterday, which was inland storms that drifted toward the coastline, well, that's going to change over the next 48 hours. Right now, we're not seeing a whole lot of activity going on, and I think, as I mentioned, most of those showers that form today will form along a sea breeze front, and because the winds are light and variable, we'll have a much better chance of that sea breeze front pushing further inland. Cloud cover, well, there's not a whole lot of it around here. Out in the center Gulf, there's plenty, but we're looking at a lot of sunshine to start the day. Weather highlights, that trough of low pressure exits the region. We have high pressure trying to build in from the south, which will bring us a westerly wind. The easterly wind flow that we have will therefore start to diminish as the high builds in. So all kinds of competing factors going on today. Mostly sunny start, building afternoon storms, and most of those storms are forming inland, reducing our coastal rain chances just a little bit today. So southeast wind turns west at about 5 to 10 knots. Nice day out on the waters, 2-foot seas, light chop. We'll go with a daytime high today of about 90, about the same tomorrow, 20 to 30% chance of rain showers each day. Friday we'll have a stronger westerly wind, forcing more of those showers into inland areas. And then by Saturday and Sunday, I think we'll have a chance at some showers, but they'll be mostly showers near the coastline in the morning, followed by all of those showers being pushed well inland in the afternoon by an established westerly wind. And then as we head into next week, we'll put a rain chance in each day. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. Let's take a look outside and check that first alert traffic for you right here. We do have a couple slowdowns right there on State Road 70. That's a spot that we're watching this morning, but that's pretty typical for as much as traffic that's on there, especially around this morning. We've got some people that are leaving from their 4th of July celebrations, but nothing that is too bad out there so far. Heading into Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad either. Just a little bit of a delay right there on Clark at the bottom of your screen, but other than that, not too much. It's running pretty smooth this morning. If your commute takes you over south on 75 or 41, both of those are looking pretty decent as well too. It is 6:16 and that is your first alert traffic. Well, happening right now, massive wildfires burning in both California and Colorado. The weather has made the fires so much harder to fight for the firefighters. Andrew Spencer has the latest.
Strong winds whipped up the Lake Christine fire, burning in Basalt, Colorado, northwest of Aspen. The fire grew quickly Wednesday. Evacuation orders came in for people to leave immediately. No time to pack.
I'm scared because I don't have a chance to take anything.
Of course, we're scared, right? But we have our pets, we have our kids, and we're going.
With erratic winds making predictions difficult, the Eagle County Sheriff's Office said residents who feel unsafe should leave and not wait for evacuation orders. There's also a lot of uncertainty surrounding the Spring Creek fire in southern Colorado, as evacuees wait to find out when they'll be able to get back home and whether their homes will still be standing. The Spring Creek fire is now the third largest wildfire in state history. As of midnight, it was still only 5% contained, having burned more than 95,000 acres. In California, the county fire has burned almost as much land, having scorched more than 86,000 acres across the Napa and Yolo counties as of Wednesday night.
My house has never been a mile away from burning up, so yeah, pretty scary.
Right now, dozens of wildfires are burning across the West, and more than 13,000 firefighters and support staff are doing what they can to try and contain them. I'm Andrew Spencer, reporting.
Well, back here, heavy rain has brought on flooding yesterday across many parts of the Suncoast, from 301 to 41 in Sarasota. Cars had just a few problems getting around because of all that flooding. Now, US 41 at 10th Street, that was actually shut down in both directions for a while yesterday. But once the water finally started to recede, cars were allowed to move along that area slowly. Now, people who live near 41 and 10th, they believe the flooding in that area has actually lasted longer because of the construction that's happening at the boat ramp.
There's a lot of concrete that's been constructed. A lot of surfaces have now been paved over that used to absorb the water.
I've never seen flooding this bad anywhere. Like, I've been down here since I was little and I've never seen it flood like this.
Now, although this morning traffic is now moving along on the roads that were flooded, a reminder, you still need to look out for some flooded side roads. If you don't know how deep that flooding goes, turn around and find another route. Well, still to come on Good Morning Suncoast, Hawaii has taken a big step in banning certain sunscreens in the state. We're going to tell you why and how that decision might help eventually here on the Suncoast. We're going to have that for you when we come back. But first, let's take another look outside. It is a beautiful morning that is starting right there. We'll have John's complete forecast and your first alert traffic on the way. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
And an update now on that sunscreen ban in Hawaii. The governor there signed a law banning certain sunscreens that contain oxybenzone and octinoxate. The ban is to protect delicate coral reefs and the marine life that are both killed by those chemicals. Now, that law will go into effect in 2021. However, some worry it will discourage people from actually wearing sunscreen because options without those chemicals cost much more. Well, from Celine Dion performing for the very first time in Singapore to big budget movies and small projects, director Peyton Reed explains why he likes to mix it up. ABC's Natalie Brunell has all things happening today in Hollywood.
Good evening, Singapore! Celine Dion thrilled fans with her first ever performance in Singapore. The pop diva took the stage Tuesday in front of an audience of about 6,000. She kicked off her Celine Dion Live 2018 tour last month in Tokyo, and she's set to perform in a number of cities across Asia, including Taipei, Manila, and Bangkok. The tour also includes stops in Australia and Auckland, New Zealand. When it comes to big budget movies versus small projects, Ant-Man and the Wasp director Peyton Reed says he likes to mix it up. Actor Lawrence Fishburne also likes mixing it up and says his approach is the same no matter what the budget. Ant-Man and the Wasp opens in the U.S. this Friday. Singer Tom Grennan is not content with just releasing his debut record Lightning Matches this week. He's also going to attempt to get in the Guinness Book of World Records. On July 11th, the 23-year-old singer is planning 10 15-minute shows across the UK. And since some of the towns along the tour route don't have venues, Grennan and his guitarist will be taking their own lighting rig. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Natalie Brunell, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, a woman involved in a freak parasailing accident in Mexico is speaking out for the first time. ABC's Gio Benitez has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, she's the survivor of that heart-stopping parasailing accident captured on tape. 29-year-old Kate Malone is out of the hospital.
Happy to be out, and just get back to everyday life and move forward.
And speaking out for the first time exclusively with ABC News about that terrifying experience.
When I was up there flipping around and stuff, I was able to hold myself and carry my weight and brace myself.
You can see Malone flying uncontrollably through the air for 45 minutes after the tether connecting her to a boat broke free in Puerto Vallarta.
When I was going down fast, that's when I started spinning in circles and I got sick. So then I just, started saying a prayer, and right before I crashed, I passed out.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll hear more about Kate Malone's recovery. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Around here, I'm lucky to get through a shift without a disaster.
Heads up.
Whoop. My bargain detergent couldn't keep up. It was mostly water. So I switched to Tide Pods. They're super concentrated, so I get a better clean. I mean, I give away water for free. I'm not about to pay for it in my detergent.
#1 trusted, #1 awarded. It's gotta be Tide.
Salads should look like this. Crisp leaves of lettuce, freshly made dressing. Clean food that looks this good. Delivered to your desk. Now delivering to home or office. Panera, food as it should be.
Oh, look. Another anti-wrinkle cream in no hurry to make anything happen. Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair works in just 1 week with the fastest retinol formula to visibly reduce wrinkles. Neutrogena.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, It's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here. Because
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
In Maryland, employees of the Capital Gazette joined the Annapolis community to honor the victims who died in the shooting there last week. And why on earth did this woman try to climb the Statue of Liberty yesterday? We've got the answer. It is just minutes away. And the annual beach cleanup after the 4th is happening later on this morning. We're going to have a live report on how you can still get involved and help clean up the beaches this morning. We've got those stories plus your first alert forecast. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. And welcome to Good Morning Suncoast. It is 6:30 on this Thursday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb. Ray Collins is on vacation today. And speaking of that beach cleanup, John Scalzi, how is the forecast looking for this morning if you still want to get involved in that?
Pretty good. You know, those guys are heroes, right? I mean, to go out there, you know, volunteer and take care of our beaches like that, man, bravo to those folks. Thank you. We are looking at some pretty quiet conditions, actually. If you want to get out and about and help them clean up the beaches out there, it looks like it's going to be perfect weather for that. A little slightly lower relative humidity, not big rain chance. So all in all, we're looking at a pretty quiet start to the day. The low pressure area that brought us yesterday's heavy weather now moving out into the Gulf waters further from the state of Florida. We still see kind of this large gyre of rain showers on radar. That is an upper level low whose surface reflection is that lower low pressure area. That is, as I said, gradually drifting further away from us, and so high pressure now trying to build in. As it does that, we'll start to see a wind shift. Today, kind of a transition day between those two patterns, the low pressure area moving across the state and the high pressure ridge building in down from the south. Nothing on radar right now. I think that's the way it's going to be through the morning hours. By afternoon, we do have a chance at seeing some rain showers, but it's less than what we saw yesterday. Rain shower chance at about 30%. Complete weekend forecast coming up in a few.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside and check the first alert traffic because we do have an accident to tell you about right there in Manatee County. Right as US 41 turns into 1st Street, there's an accident right there at 34th Avenue. So essentially 1st Street or 41 and 34th Avenue, there's an accident right there. So that's going to give you a little bit of a slowdown. 301, also starting to see some delays on that as well. State Road 64, just the normal slowdowns around this time in the morning. In Sarasota County, those roads are actually looking pretty decent. We have one little glitch right there at the bottom of your screen on Clark, but other than that, it's all looking pretty decent. If you're headed farther south, 75, 41, both of those roads are running pretty smooth at this hour. It is 6:32. That is your first alert traffic. Well, Independence Day in Annapolis, Maryland was all about a community coming together to support the staff of the Capital Gazette. Reporter Heather Graff has the emotional tribute to the 5 lives that were lost in the shooting there last week.
God bless America! Independence Day in Annapolis was about both patriotism and perseverance.
You know, they're resilient, they're going to be around.
The staff of the Capital Gazette accepting the city's invitation to be part of this parade and marching in honor of the 5 colleagues they lost in last week's shooting.
One of the gentlemen who passed away actually came to Bowie Hockey Club where all 3 of my kids skate, and he would do interviews and talk to the kids, and it was a big supporter of our Bowie Hockey Club.
And so the people now lining these sidewalks feel it's the community's turn to support the newspaper.
Thank you so much.
People like Mary Lynn Will here, whose sign bearing the victims' names caught the attention of Capital Gazette employees as they walked by.
One of the women came up and hugged me, and I was like almost trying not to cry.
Perseverance, patriotism, and hometown pride intertwined on this 4th of July in Annapolis.
And in Washington, President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump watched the firework display from a balcony on the White House late last night after they held day-long Independence Day celebrations. The president spent the day praising the military. They were also hosting military families right there at the White House. He praised the military for keeping America, quote, safe, strong, proud, mighty, and free. He also thanked them for putting their lives on the line every day to protect our freedom. Well, back here on the Suncoast, thousands enjoyed the 4th of July, lining Sarasota's bayfront to watch the fireworks show over the bay. Year in and year out, the fireworks over the bay have been a tradition. It's something they've been doing in front of Marina Jacks for many years now.
It's just a time to decompress and just remember why we celebrate the 4th of July. It's the greatest country on earth, celebrating our independence, and just happy to be a family, enjoying the city we live in.
It's a spectacular show, and it's another, I think, example of civic pride and how much fun it is to live here on the Gulf Coast and especially spend some time in downtown Sarasota. It's a colorful event.
And last night's fireworks show ran for about 22 minutes. All right, wake up. It is time to hit the beach this morning, but not for the reason that you may think. The annual beach cleanup after all those 4th of July celebrations gets underway this morning. ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us now from the site of one of the cleanup locations right there on Siesta Key. Marla?
Good morning, Stephanie. Right now, the county is getting ready for volunteers for the 5th annual Liberty Litter Cleanup. I'm standing at the exact location where those volunteers will be registering this morning. Just like Siesta Key Beach, those volunteers are heading to 9 beaches across the county, and those beaches are usually hit the hardest during Independence Day. Now, for a week, Keep Sarasota Beautiful have been preparing for this day by handing out yellow bags and registering volunteers for the county-wide beach cleanup. Keep Sarasota Beautiful, along with Sarasota County Parks, Recreation, and the Natural Resources Department, has been doing this for 5 years now. So far, with the help of volunteers, they've been able to collect 2 tons of trash and recyclables yearly for 4 years, and today they expect to do the same. Now, these are the 9 locations where people will be at, and more than 150 volunteers will be registering. If you want to help, it's not too late. You can show up at any of the beaches this morning and look for a tent just like this and the Cleanup Today banner, which will be on site on location at all 9 beaches. I'm Marla Spence reporting live at Siesta Key Beach for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Marla. Sarasota police are investigating a drowning in Sarasota Bay yesterday. It happened near Centennial Park and the 10th Street boat ramp just after noon. One witness says he was watching boats go by when he heard a man yelling for help. Now, the victim was brought to the shore where rescuers performed CPR, but he didn't survive. Police say he was in his mid-50s, but his name has not yet been released. And new developments this morning in a case of a man accused of videotaping people with hidden cameras in his Longboat Key condo. We've now learned that Wayne Nat will have to pay, but he will get to stay in the condo, at least for now. Since Nat was arrested last September, the police department has been trying to confiscate that condo on Cedars Court. But last week, the town agreed to settle its property forfeiture case against Nat for $30,000. Now, Nat has pled no contest to 15 counts of video voyeurism. He's scheduled to be sentenced officially on July the 26th. So why in the world did a woman try to climb up the Statue of Liberty yesterday? Well, ABC's Jim Dolan has the answer this morning from New York.
It ended with ESU officers risking their lives to finally capture 44-year-old Teresa Patricia Akumo of Staten Island, who was resting under the raised right sandal of the Statue of Liberty. Akumo put up a brief struggle, but in time she cooperated enough that she climbed down the ladder she had earlier threatened to push over.
It's definitely dangerous, but that's why we try to take our time and do it as safely as possible. In the beginning, she basically threatened, to push us off, push the ladder off. But, we were persistent.
This is how it all began, a protest on Liberty Island by a left-wing fringe group called Rise and Resist. When the protest was over, one from the group climbed on top of the pedestal. They immediately evacuated the island. A couple of thousand tourists from around the world. Most people assumed the protester was a man.
Our vacation was ruined. That man ruined our vacation.
For nearly 3 hours, the woman played a cat and mouse game with ESU officers, talking with them and then not talking with them. At one point, holding up a T-shirt with 2 different political messages on it, one about health care and one about immigration. before police finally went after her. According to the police who arrested her, Ms. Akumo was not apologetic for what she did. She is charged again in federal court with trespassing and interfering with government function. According to the police who arrested her, Ms. Akumo is not apologetic about forcing the evacuation of Liberty Island on the 4th of July. She is charged now in federal court with trespassing and interfering with government function. In Lower Manhattan, for ABC News, I'm Jim Dolan.
Well, right now it is more important than ever to rescue a dozen boys and their coach from that flooded cave in Thailand. Heavy rains in the forecast could potentially raise the flood levels in the cave structure, leaving the teens trapped for even months underground until that monsoon season is officially over. And now the search has started in the hills above the cave for air vents or secret openings which lead directly down to the boys. Now, a couple of them have actually reported hearing the sound of dogs barking and surface sounds, even though they're almost a mile underground. Now, if they don't find a passageway soon, authorities are planning for the boys to use special scuba gear and swim each one of them out one by one. Or if water levels eventually lower, they're going to try and float them out wearing life jackets. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast, the reason it is taking so long for immigrant families separated at the borders to finally be reunited. We're going to have the story when we come back. But first, let's take a look outside and check out the morning. Not a bad start to the morning. Any rain today in the forecast, John Scalzi?
Showers around, absolutely. We'll see a few showers, but they probably will not be all that close to the coastline. I have not checked the rain, fog, wind temps box. There has been some patchy fog around in places, but mostly to the north and inland. I don't think we'll have a problem with any of those things today. For the commute out, we'll look for pretty dry conditions. On the commute back home, there may be a few thunderstorms around, but I think they'll be basically in inland areas. The rains will come after drive times are over. All of the airport hubs serving Sarasota International are being reported to be on time, according to the FAA. Good news for you travelers. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Hello, I'm John Merce. Rugs As Art is celebrating yet another anniversary, and I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for the many years of continuous support. All during the month of July, we're having a grand celebration. We have flooded our showroom with yellow tag specials, meaning more discounts and more savings than ever before, plus free padding. So don't miss this anniversary celebration at Rugs As Art, Sarasota's bigger and better area rug superstore.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Nice amount of sunshine as dawn breaks on the Suncoast. 71-degree air temperature, dew point at 70. Feels a little more comfortable, I think, out there today than it did 24 hours ago when the dew points were just a tad bit higher. We'll have today a 9 a.m. temperature that hits the 80-degree mark, I think 81 degrees, and a little bit of cloud cover perhaps, but also a lot of sunshine. As we head into 12 noon, we might work in an isolated shower or two. That'll be near the coastline and nothing really heavy. No thunderstorm activity by 3 p.m. Really only about a 30% chance, and that's not very high near the coastline. Inland, the rain chance will be much higher, coming in at about probably 50 or 60%. But those showers that build inland, they'll tend to stay inland and die out in place. And so the coastline stays just a little bit quieter today. 83 by about 7 p.m. this evening. We have across the region this area of low pressure continuing to pull away from the state of Florida. Yesterday helped to destabilize the atmosphere and bring us a good round of thunderstorms, lots of lightning. Luckily, it all ended on time as predicted, and we didn't really have a big problem with getting our fireworks off on time. It just led to, well, some kind of unfortunate few hours for some of the folks who gathered early at some of the beaches to watch the festivities. Titan radar quiet right now. Not much going on. Don't expect to see much during this morning rush hour. If we see showers develop, it'll probably be during the late morning, early afternoon right along the coastline. We have this spinning area of low pressure. That's where the clouds are kind of gathered. For us here locally and across most of the peninsula, actually, we don't have a whole lot of cloud cover to speak of. A few residual clouds, but nothing that's going to obscure the sunshine, that's for sure. It's going to be a mostly sunny day today. UV indexes will be high if you're heading to the beach. Should be a nice day at the beach. Trough of low pressure continues to pull away. High pressure begins to build down from the south. The general easterly wind flow that we have had for several days pushing showers toward our coast lightens up just a little bit today as that high pressure ridge builds in. And consequently, with these light and variable winds, we get a stronger sea breeze. The sea breeze moves inland, meets the east coast sea breeze, and boom, that's where your showers and thunderstorms will build. So we'll have mostly sunny start to the day. We'll have building afternoon storms, and most of the storms will be forming in inland areas, not along our immediate coastline. Now, with time, over the next several days, we'll transition as this high-pressure ridge builds. We'll start to develop a more westerly wind, which will take these showers and push them toward the other coast, giving us even less chance of afternoon rain showers near our coast. Of course, that also favors an isolated morning shower along the west coast as well. So the Futurecast shows quiet conditions for the most part. As we head into the noontime hour, we might pick up a shower or two near the coastline, maybe one or two. And then as we head into the later afternoon, they build in inland areas and tend to generally stay in the inland areas where they die out or even favor the other coast. So it's kind of a transition pattern for us today. I think as we head into the next several days, we'll see a definite migration of these showers toward the other coastline and away from our coast, leaving us with only the possibility of a brief morning shower near our coastline as everything else then moves inland, leaving us high and dry during the maximum time of heating in the afternoon without many of those cooling showers around to help break the heat. So if you're looking for a lot of water on your lawn this weekend, probably not going to find it. East wind coming in at about 5 to 10, switching to the west at about 5. That'll bring you a light chop with 2-foot seas. Kind of a nice day for boating, actually. 7-day forecast shapes up like this. 90 today, 30% chance of showers, about the same tomorrow. And then as we head into Saturday and Sunday, our pattern reverses and we get these morning showers near the coast, followed by all the showers pushing inland in the afternoon. Now, up the rain chance a little bit from Friday, but again, that's mostly for an isolated shower near the coast in the morning. Most of the day, I think Saturday and Sunday looks to be pretty good if you live near the coastline. And then as we head into the rest of the next work week or the beginning of the next work week, we'll put in that 30 to 40% chance of showers each day. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look at First Alert traffic out there. We still have one accident in Manatee we want to remind you about. US 41, where 41 turns into First Street. There's an accident right there at 34th Avenue, so just something to be aware of. As you can see, those bridges are already very busy this morning coming into Bradenton. Definitely some delays that we have on there as well. Heading into Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad just yet. We do have a couple delays right there along 41, especially in the Fruitville area. That is starting to see some slowdowns and some delays, as is Bee Ridge and Clark as well. A little bit farther south in the area, if you're planning on taking 75 or 41 and heading south toward Venice or Port Charlotte, both of those roads are still running pretty smooth at this hour. At 6:49, that's your First Alert traffic. Well, new this morning, the Department of Health and Human Services says it may be able to reunite immigrant children with their parents separated at the border a little faster if lawmakers would stop visiting these detention facilities. Now, so far, officials have spent about 500 hours coordinating congressional visits, time that they say could have been used to help children reunite with their parents. Now, President Trump signed an executive order last month that stops border officials from separating those children from their families. However, many who were separated before the change are still waiting to be reunited. Well, switching gears, nothing says Happy 4th of July like stuffing your face with over 50 hot dogs at one time. Joey Jaws Chestnut once again lives up to his name. He won his 11th title in Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest. He downed, get this, 74 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Just reading that makes my stomach hurt in the July 4th competition on New York's Coney Island Boardwalk. Now, he broke his own world record of 72 dogs. He set that when he took home the mustard belt in last year's contest. Oh my word, I don't even have words for this. In the women's competition, Miki Sudo, she won her 5th straight title. She downed 37 hot dogs in just a few minutes. Oh, I don't even know how to do it. They say the secret is to like wetting the bun and wetting it all down so it just all kind of goes down one at a time. There's your hot dog eating advice for you this morning. Still to come, we're going to update those top headlines in your top 7 before 7. That, of course, includes a final look at your First Alert weather and traffic as we get you ready for the day. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
It is 6:53, and here is your top 7 before 7. First, John with your first alert weather forecast.
Well, I think as you head out the door this morning, 2 things you'll need: your sunglasses and your first alert weather app. Though I think along the coastline you'll probably have less need for it today because most of the storms are going to be inland, and then those drier conditions will be with us near the coast probably for the next several days, I think. But anyway, we'll always have an updated forecast for you at the First Alert app, social media, Facebook, and Twitter. Back to you.
And number 2, we're going to check out your first alert traffic. We're going to stay in Manatee because we want to remind you about that accident. US 41, right there where it turns into First Street. There's an accident at 34th Avenue, so be aware of that one. And number 3, let the cleanup begin. The annual day after 4th of July beach cleanup takes place along the shores of the Suncoast throughout the morning today. There's still plenty of time to get involved. Number 4, massive wildfires burning in both California and Colorado this morning. The weather there has made the fires unpredictable and much tougher for the firefighters to have to battle. Number 5, attention all SunPass account customers. Toll transactions are finally starting to get processed 23 days after that expensive upgrade to the system. About 4 million have been processed so far. And number 6 this morning, the woman who climbed the Statue of Liberty in protest is scheduled to appear in a New York City courtroom later on today. And number 7, what's trending? Move over, bacon. It's all about the pickles these days. First, pickle slushies at Sonic. Now a restaurant in Manhattan has created this new pickle soft serve ice cream. It's been described as sour meets sweet with a hint of Greek yogurt flavor and a little bit of dill. But even with all their buzz, there are no plans just yet to make it a permanent part of the menu. John, what is the weirdest food item that you've ever tried?
Possum.
Possum?
Yes.
Ooh, my grandma used to make us eat fried squirrel. It was not good. Was possum good?
About like you'd think it tastes.
So many words we want to say but can't on the air. There's a little bit of John Scalzi's life today.
Why the possum looks like the possum looks.
Nice, John. All right, thanks so much for joining us today. We will be back here tomorrow. Stick around. Good Morning America is up next on ABC 7.